After 2 days of travel, we finally arrived at our hotel. It's very modern compared to most and sits right on the Niger River. We made plans to meet Aline and Adama for breakfast in the city, exchange our money, then off to the BuildOn offices in Buguni. Then another 93 kilometers to our host village in Chobogu. Estimated population 560. After we visited the offices, we went to the village. As we drove down the road, we could hear music and saw a crowd. The entire town was gathered and had been waiting for us all day. It was a full-blown tribal celebration, and we were the guests of honor. They would have presented us with keys to the city if you could actually use keys in mud huts. We all danced into the night. There was a boy who carried a flag the whole time, and we wondered who he was. He was actually from a neighboring village, and he wanted to come and represent his community. After the dancing, all the heartwarming speeches began. Aline was our interpreter, and she listened to the villagers and the elders and told us exactly what they were saying.
Thank you, because all of you show motivation as far as the school building is concerned. Since this morning, you are getting prepared to welcome our guests. So thank you for that. And thanks to God, the people were waiting for safe among us. They are here among us, they arrived safe. So thanks to God, welcome in your village.
And thank you all for hosting us. My name is Danseni Dumbaya.
Honestly, I'm not able to pay you back for what you are going to do for this village, for what you will do for the future of this generation. So thank you a lot. If I have means, I will do something to pay you back, but I cannot. So the only thing I can say is to feel at home. You left your home and here you are at home. Feel at ease again. Thank you. Okay, so I can pay you back. You left home, that's really far away from here. You flew from your country to Bamako, and then from Bamako to Buguni and so on into this village. So you are the best friends we never had in our lives. So thank you again. Down the
It didn't take us long to figure out the steps, and before long we were right in the midst of all the dancing. It's actually really, really fun, and we had a blast. We never actually learned the steps to this dance. Chairs were lined up in front of our huts. We were expected to watch as they prepared our quarters. Our host family is 1 husband, 2 wives, and 7 children. They are very honored to have us. Our nets were arranged, and by now it's very dark. We could only see with our headlamps. We're told to eat well and get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow's the groundbreaking ceremony for the school. We can't wait. This is Karim, our host dad, and this is the part of village where we spend most of our time when we're not working. This is kind of our living area, this is us having breakfast, and this is our shower and bathroom. You can see the animals like to use it too. These ugly guys were my roommates at night. Yuck! We're on our way to the groundbreaking ceremony. It's 100 degrees, so we're constantly drinking water. It's very important we don't get dehydrated. It's hard to believe they could top the celebration from last night, but they did. More speeches and lots more singing and dancing. Mark was even given a goat and a chicken, which we ate later on that night. They were delicious.
So good morning everyone, you slept well, may we have a nice day, may God bless you. And in the name of the chief, I'm taking the floor. I would like to tell you that we're really excited for the school donation, and we cannot express how happy we are. We didn't have any opportunity to go to school in our childhood, but our kids will. So that's like a getaway from darkness for our village. If our children are educated, they will avoid the darkness we are living in now, we the parents. As the chief said yesterday, we were looking for a school, but our means didn't permit us to have a school. But thanks to you guys, this dream became a reality, and we're grateful to you. And it means that the world is based on friendship. The world is based on education, because only education can make someone move on. Thank you again. And then to my teenagers, I want to tell them to be really involved in the school building, because it's like the source of our development. And without you guys, we will not have the school. So we are ready to build the school together in peace and in unity. Thank you.
Everyone in the village signs a covenant with their fingerprints saying that they will help build the school, and it will be equal boys and equal girls. This was one of my favorite parts. The women were singing to us, giving us blessings. Women in the background would shout something out, and Mariam, the lead singer, would incorporate it into her song. She sings beautifully, and I'll never forget it. After the singing, the dancing, the speeches, and the blessings, we went over to the site and broke ground. Each of us took a chance at carving the ground, and then finished up, took a walk home, had lunch, and then Mark and I had a surprise for the kids. We blew up some soccer balls and started a soccer game. Mark wants to know if it's in bounds when it goes behind the hut. Oh, nice! Oh! After soccer, we had a scheduled meeting with the elder men of the village at 2 p.m. No one wears a watch, but somehow everyone showed up on time. We spent 3 hours asking each other questions with the help of our interpreter. The greatest thing we learned is that there is no crime in the village and has never been any. The next day it was finally time to get down to business. Everybody worked so hard. I was so concerned about my shoes and my gloves. Turns out they work barefoot, no gloves, babies on the back. Look at babies on the back. Everybody works hard. Everybody's working. So Wendy and I wanted to get the full effect of what the women go through on a daily basis. We borrowed a couple of babies, got strapped in, and then tried to do the same amount of work with things on our heads and babies on our back. It was really hard and we had a whole new appreciation. This young lady is 5 years old and big sister to twin baby girls. She helps her mom out so much by always having one of the girls with her at all times. You're so good at that. Off she goes. So I decided to show the women, after I was holding their baby, pictures of my family, and work stopped. Everybody stopped what they were doing and came over to look at Lisa's pictures of her family. Isn't that great? They call me Noah. All right, back to work, back to work. Wow, the women have gone very far, shifting pans. They started early this morning before dawn, carrying water up from the well about a half a kilometer away, filling the pans, bringing them up here, and they then use the water to make the brick. And there's the brick lining up. Good start on that. This is fascinating, the brick making. This is how we make a school. And Molly. Bricks. No going to Home Depot. Excellent job.
I took Wendy's card. All right, so we're bending rebar, and
I gotta line that up, and then I gotta put a finger's width in here. And then I pull towards me, and it's gotta be a right angle. So I get it down, and I check. It's not right angle. More, a little too much. Yeah. Perfect.
How do you do, Aline?
So after a morning's work, we went back to the village, washed up, had some lunch, and got ready to meet with the female elders. They showed us how to weave wool and make shea butter from the shea nuts. They make everything fun with laughter and rhythms, and as you can see, there are several generations here working.
We're weaving wool.
That's cool.
It's whipping up, guys. Whoa! About ready to have our first African storm. Yeah, I just missed lightning though. Look at it. See the rain coming.
Just like everything else, even the weather is interesting. We watched the storm whip up, went inside our huts, and waited for it to pass. The next day we got to visit the kids at school. They need their new school badly. These schools are too small, it won't house all the children who really want to learn. They need desks, they need floors, they need roofs, they need everything. The textbooks are printed in French, so that's how the kids learn. Here they're yelling moi, moi, which is pick me, pick me. They're so eager to take their turn at the board. It was our last night in the village, and we had some gifts to share with the families. I pulled out some bubble wrap from one of the frames I was giving, and the kids played all night long with it. They spoke the universal language of bubble wrap. One boy even dressed his head in it and wore it around. It was his prized possession. We played checkers and cards and folded paper footballs and tried to get them into a can. Locke sent some Hot Wheels from his car collection. There were about 20 boys nicely sharing 5 cars, and they were happy to do so. Wendy taught Aline how to fold origami lilies. Even the animals were getting in on the fun. This little goat was born during our stay, and I swear he wanted to get packed and go home with us. The next morning it was time to leave. We were told we needed to meet with the chief and the elders so that they could show us the road. Leaving our new friends was sad. People brought gifts by all morning long. We received peanuts, and Mark even received a very elaborate hunting tool that was obviously this man's prized possession. Mark gave him a shirt in return, and he was very grateful. This young man was so proud of his friend who won a trophy in a bike race and wanted us to see it before we left. It seems like just the way it started, everybody wanted to come out and say goodbye. Our school will take 2 months to finish, so we're not able to see what it'll look like. But on our way back to Bamako, we were able to stop by a finished BuildOn school, and we got to visit the kids and see how they're doing.